Hello and welcome to DARIO'S movie reviews, and today we will review Crazy Stupid Love from 2011 or 12 with Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, and yeah, pretty much like that. Why a romantic comedy, you might ask? Well, I tell you, I wanted to watch Fight Club because I think it's an important movie. And if you watch the movie Fight Club, it's not only about fighting, it's about society, manhood, what we've become. And it was pretty much the vibe of 1999, and back then it was a cool movie, and I think right now it's a cool movie, but it was a bit too cool, and I wanted to laugh a bit because there are three things in life that are very much true. That laughter is healing, good food heals your body, and what was the second thing? Breathing. So breathing, exercise, breathing deep. This is a channel about making movies, but also a channel about values. And every time you come here to see a movie review, you will get a nugget of wisdom and value that makes you live a better life. Okay, long introduction. And then I had a choice between The Big Short and Crazy Stupid Love. And I was kind of intrigued, and I thought, man, I watched this movie a while ago. I kind of liked it, but is it a good movie? And then right now I have kind of a Ryan Gosling face. And yeah, well, I started watching the movie and I really much enjoyed it. So it's a recommend, and we will go into the story. So the story, it's about a guy played by Steve Carell, and pretty much, let's start. The movie has some pretty heavy cliches at the very beginning of the movie and at the very end of the movie, but it is a real movie. It has some real scenes, some real feeling, and it has something of value in between. And it's a long movie. It's a 2-hour movie, and if the very beginning and if the very end is a bit cliched, in this case, it doesn't matter very much because it still is a very honest movie, and it's a movie that teaches the viewer a couple of things, and it lets you in on the lives of the people we will see in a second. So the story is about Steve Carell and his wife, played by, I don't know, I used to know her name. She's a very hot redhead, even getting old. She's still, well, and she wants a divorce, and he totally loses it, but he's kinda a man-child, and that's what's important. It's about a man-child, a man being complacent, Will Smith slapping people, like what happens to manhood, and that's what this movie kinda asks. I don't say it goes very, very deep, but it hasn't not. But it is a movie about taking back your responsibility for your life, and yeah, for love and for what is truly valuable to you. And it asks also the question about true love. That's where it gets a bit cliched, but it's only at the surface, because beneath the surface, it tries to answer these questions very honestly. So then the Steve Carell guy is kind of divorced, has to move out of the house, and he's a mopey guy, he's a man-child, he doesn't know, and he's lamenting that life is unfair and he did everything right. And I can really empathize with that person, because when you're in a disempowered state, you tend to blame the outside world because you did everything right. And that is why this movie is so cool, because then he meets Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling is like the man he wants to be. It's similar to it's like Fight Club for in a romantic sense, because in Fight Club Edward Norton turns from Edward Norton to Brad Pitt, and here Steve Carell turns from Steve Carell into his Ryan Gosling self. And Ryan Gosling takes him under his wings and shows him how to carry himself as a man again, and where that got lost. And they develop kind of friendship. And Steve Carell, from a man-child in his 40s, maybe we should review also his movie like 40 Virgin, something like that, but we will come to that later. And then he starts to dress up like a man. He starts to groom himself, to carry himself like a man, to owning up to his mistakes. He's still, and it takes time, and that's good that the movie shows that. And I don't know, it's kind of inspiring. And also Ryan Gosling, like he worked out for this movie and got in his best shape, and it's also very inspiring. Like, if you're not in shape, get in shape. Like, I was very inspired to YouTube afterwards, like the Ryan Gosling diet. Don't go crazy on it, but it's good to carry yourself as a man again, to know that you shouldn't indulge in things that don't have place in your life or your body. And that's good. That's a good thing the movie does. And then also it dismantles certain cliches. Then Emma Stone comes into the movie and she's in love with this lawyer, but he's kind of, I don't know, very soft in a way. And it's very much about love, but also it goes deeper on that. Well, what do I have to say? That's the story. I mean, we're already 7 minutes in and I'm just rambling on, but okay. All my videos, all my channels will be rambling, so maybe there's a certain day I come to the point. Director, I know nothing about the director, just Google it. Actors. Steve Carell is pretty funny. It's not the most funny guy I've ever seen, but he still can carry a movie. Like that Virgin 14 something was very funny. He's funny in The Office, but there's a British original version that's probably funnier than that. Ryan Gosling is great. Emma Stone is great. Julianne Moore is her name. She's really great. Like everybody, like Kevin Bacon's in this movie and a lot of other people. And it's fun watching them all. Like, there's also kids involved, and there's also a story about love and love triangles and all of that. But everybody does a decent thing. And there's also Marissa Tomei in this movie, and she looks hot. She was hot in 1993, and she holds up well 20 years later. And we'll go into that when we will review Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler and then Requiem for a Dream, but we'll come to that. So film, visual, camera work, and storytelling. What do I have to say? I mean, the movie is beautiful. It's beautifully shot. It's a great movie. Nothing more to say. This is not the movie that lives from every shot, but it's beautifully shot. Like, it has very beautiful scenes. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's a fest for the eyes. It's a fest for your ears. You will enjoy this movie. It's beautifully made. Music and original soundtrack. I don't know nothing about that. It's not that it has something like really iconic attached to it, but it was cool. And themes of the movie and why to watch it. Like, the movie, I guess the theme it wants to work is true love, and if it's true love, if there's a soulmate, you should never give up. What I don't know about soulmates, right now, this is what I'm seeing in the world from experience, and I'm not saying that in a cynical way, because I believe in a thing called love. But what I see is that a bunch of people get married, and then life is tougher than they expected it to be, and marriage is tougher, and people change, you will change, I will change. What I liked 4 years ago, I don't like now. Things I liked 20 years ago, I still like. You get sometimes into love or into marriage on maybe a false premise, like you fall in love with the looks, but then you have to bear with the character and everything that comes with it. And this movie kind of wants to show you that if it's true love, if you believe in love, if it's your soulmate, then you should stick with it, which is kind of good, but it's a bit too simplistic. And as I can say, this simplistic theme just is at the beginning and at the end, because like people are shown and develop a certain character. Like people you don't like at the beginning, you start liking, and that's good because like it shows real development. People you like at the beginning maybe end up as assholes, but everybody's shown as a real person, and that is what I like about the movie. And it's very lighthearted, and it made me smile, it made me laugh, it made me believe in love in a romantic way, but not in a very cheesy way. Like there are movies out there like maybe Notting Hill with Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts, which at the end just gets a happy ending. And I don't know if life always plays out that way. So that's my review. Go watch it, and I let them keep coming, the movie reviews. We'll see you soon.